Hello, 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 everybody that's just joining in. I thought we would do some live tarot readings for this lovely Tuesday night. So we're just gonna wait a little bit for people to pop on in. And I'm gonna get my laptop pulled up so I can chat with you guys. I hope you guys are all having a really good week so far. Let's see what's going on, everybody. If you guys have things that you would like to read on already, go ahead and start dropping those in the chat. And let me see here. All right. I'm loading up my control room here on my laptop. So I'm like filming from my cell phone. And hi from Denmark. That's amazing. Hello, Denmark. How are things in Denmark? What does Denmark think about all of the crazy stuff that's going on in the US right now with our politics? It is something else, you guys. It is something else. Let's see. Let me see what cards we want to play with tonight. I have these. They are called the Tarot of Curious Creatures. So they're a lot of fun. My kiddos got these for me for Christmas. You guys are angry. Yeah. So, okay, Heidi, tell me, is Denmark associated with Greenland? Are you guys part of the same government, or is that separate? Hello, everybody. Because I just think this whole, I don't know how many of you guys caught the press conference today that Trump gave at Mar-a-Lago, but he was asked if he could assure people that he would not use the military in regards to his desires, to reclaim Panama and Greenland. And they asked, if he could guarantee that he wouldn't use the military. And he was like, no, I can't guarantee that. And it's just like, what? Like, what day and age is this where the United States is going to invade sovereign nations? Like, come on. Just ridiculous. Okay. So they are connected, but they're self-governing. Okay. I wondered about that. I knew that there was a connection with Denmark. How are things going on in Denmark? How's the political atmosphere? I know that we're seeing this very weird shift in, like, Germany seems like it's leaning more, it's going to go more right. And also, it seems like, sorry guys, I'm going to clean off my lens here really quick. Seems a little foggy. And, yeah. Hi, Nathan. I see your question, Zachary. We will read on the water supply because I have heard that too. I have definitely heard that about the water supply. So Zachary, if you go back and look at some of my prediction videos from, I think it was like September and October, or maybe it was August and September, I kept getting, issues with water. Thank you, Nathan. Yes, you guys, I changed my hair. It's had a couple iterations. So I was blonde last time we met, and then I went to this like very copper, almost like it was pretty orange. So then I decided I was going to go a little more, little darker red. So here we go. Here it is. All right. So I want to take a look at the water supply. So I've had some downloads about what's going on, and I've also been doing some research on different things going on around the US and with different things. So if you guys want to chat about that tonight, we definitely can. So I don't know if you guys have been following what's going on as far as this Matt Livelsberger, the guy who blew up the Tesla truck outside of Trump Tower in Vegas. Not Trump Tower, but the Trump Hotel and Casino in Vegas. And I don't know if you guys have done a lot of research or like deep digging on this, but we can look at it tonight as far as the cards go. There is potential evidence showing that that guy's actually not dead, that that guy is alive, and there's a lot of really crazy things going on that he like, because he released some information, kind of like a manifesto. So some of what he said in that really matches up with some of the stuff I've been getting. So we can look at that and do like a deep dive on it. Oh, MJag, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh yeah, how he says he needs Greenland for you know why he wants Greenland? I think he wants Greenland because so here is something interesting that I don't know if you guys know. There is a book by Annie Jacobson. It's called Nuclear War. It's that bottom one, right? Let's see here. God, I can't work backwards. Right there. There it is. Boom. So it's by Annie Jacobson. It's called Nuclear War. And she talks about if there were ever to be a nuclear war scenario, like what that would look like. And she just gives like straight specifics. So she spent a lot of time with different people who work for the government, intelligence people. She has a lot of connections. She's an investigative journalist. She cites all of her sources, which I love because you can fact check what you're reading. But one of the things that she mentioned, which I never knew before, but think about this. Okay, so let's say that Kim Jong-un decides he just goes nuts and he decides to launch a nuclear weapon at the US. Okay, so let's say that happens. Okay, so then the United States has a policy called launch on warning. What that means is that we do not wait to absorb the impact of what's being launched at us. As soon as we detect that something has been launched, we immediately launch. It's called launch on warning. Russia has the same policy, okay? So they don't wait to find out like what's on that warhead. They just they will just launch. Okay, so something that a lot of people don't know is that if we launch at North Korea, the way that we would launch a nuclear weapon, it would have to go over the North Pole. That's how the way of the rotation of the earth and the way that things launch and the science behind it and all of that, the way that we launch to hit North Korea is to go over the top of the North Pole. In going over the North Pole, one of the things that we have to do is that our missile would have to shoot over part of Russia in order to hit South Korea. So that means if Kim Jong-un ever launches on us and then we launch on warning, that means we're going to have to call up Russia and say, hey, we're shooting a nuclear weapon, but don't worry, it's not for you. It's for North Korea. So just, let it just fly over your country and we're good. That Russia will then launch. And that's why they say any kind of a nuclear attack, no matter who launches it, it will end in mutual assured destruction. There is no way out of a nuclear war. There is no scenario. Reagan, back when he was in office, ran a series of war games called the Proud Prophet war games. And they put together this group of people, intelligence people, the smartest people, and they said, okay, run all of these different scenarios for every kind of nuclear weapon launch, even like tactical nuclear weapons, and give us the outcome. And for every single scenario, even using just a small tactical nuclear weapon, it ends in it's MAD, it's MAD, it's mutual assured destruction. So That's why nuclear war is incredibly terrifying, because there's no surviving it. If nuclear war hit, I think they said like 5 billion people gone. So 3 billion would survive. But would they want to? You know, I mean, it's really bad. So that's my whole rant about nuclear weapons. Now, let's see here. We are going to go to the water supply question. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Sandra. I am such a history buff, and I feel like it's important to know I feel like it's important for us to know where we're coming from, or where we've come from, because then that way we know where we're going. Because history always repeats itself. It's always a cycle, and we can learn so much if we study our past. And that's why, like, I love looking at tarot too, because it's so connected to archetypes, and it's so connected to different things. And so I think we can use all of it. We can use our, we can use astrology, we can use tarot, and then we can use our knowledge of what's happened in the past, to hopefully prevent some stuff from happening in the future. So yeah, so the reason that, so going back to my whole rant on why nuclear Greenland. So Greenland would be a strategic location for nuclear weapons. It would give America a little bit better of a vantage point, because right now how we detect nuclear weapons, and this is so terrifying, you guys, we don't have good systems in place. We don't have systems that we think we have. And if people think that we have some kind of an iron dome or something like Israel has, we do not. But what we have to do is, so the launch on warning policy, they have to confirm it. They see it on radar, and then they have to have a visual confirmation. So what they do is that we have people in a base in Alaska, really far north Alaska, and that would be the first place where they would visually lay eyes on a launch that would come from North Korea. So that's why I think Trump wants Greenland, because it's farther north. It's a more, strategic location. But you can't just decide you want to take another country. It doesn't work like that. Like, is this the world we live in, where like Putin takes Ukraine, so then Trump thinks he's going to come in and take Greenland? So then what next? Xi takes Taiwan? Like, this is 2025, and this is what we're living in. So, yeah, it's a mess. Okay, so someone talked about bad in the sense that AI can override missiles, etc. Yeah, so here's one interesting thing though. So all of the missiles right now in the US, as far as I'm aware, okay, now I'm not read into national security, and I'm sure there's a lot that I don't know, but as far as like what my reading has told me, what my education has told me, is that all of our missiles are actually still analog. Nothing is online. Because if it goes online, oh yeah, it'd be hacked in a minute. And there, man, you guys, I've got so much to talk about. I'm going to write this down, because I don't want to start talking about it now and go off on a tangent, because I want to do I want to look at the water, but we need to talk about the Shawn Ryan podcast. I don't like Shawn Ryan, but he had, he got a letter from the guy who blew up the Tesla Cybertruck. So I think that could be like something we could look at and talk about, but I don't want to get off track yet. So you guys, let's take a look at, what I want to look at is, I want to look at the energy of what's going to happen once Trump is inaugurated. So I know, yesterday was the 6th, and, we all know what happened. We all know that he got certified. The election was certified. I know a lot of readers are saying that they think it's going to be stopped and that he's not going to be inaugurated. And I hope that they're right and I'm wrong. But I have a feeling what I've seen in the cards is that Trump is going to be inaugurated. I don't see him being in office long, though. I see him being taken out. But what I want to look at right now is let's look at what we can expect when he first takes office. I know I want to believe that Kamala is going to be president too, but we all know the truth. I mean, we know that he didn't win, but I'm telling you guys, I think that all of this is happening for a bigger reason. I think that this is all fated. Lily, you have to stop that. Okay? No. I think that this is all fated. And so I think we have to kind of go through some stuff. I think this is how all of the bad stuff's going to come out. I think we have to go through this. I think we just have to we have to go through it, you know. So let's look at the energy. Okay, someone said, ask first what will happen on January 19th. Okay, so we're going to look at January 19th. Oh, because that's when he's doing his little thing. Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's look at the 19th first. January 19th for Trump's little rally. As always, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Form your own opinions, you know, do your own research, all of that stuff, you guys. Listen, I have my opinions. We all have our opinions and we all have biases. I don't let my biases affect how I interpret the cards, but you will hear my biases in all the other stuff that I talk about. So if you are a Trump supporter, you might be offended by what I say. So I would encourage you to just sign or just log out now so you don't get your feelings hurt. Yeah. Okay. And I'm only working with one camera tonight, guys. I'm sorry, but I'll hold my cards up for you. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man reversed. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. We have the Ten of Wands reversed. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands reversed. And we have the World reversed. Okay, so starting right off with the Hanged Man reversed. So something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Because so we have this Ace of Pentacles reversed. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed is something not coming through. It's an offer not coming through. Okay. Ace of Pentacles can be, it can be a lack of stability, which we're seeing that anyway. But I feel like it's an opportunity that's reversed. We have the Ten of Wands reversed as well. Ten of Wands reversed this is carrying a really heavy, it's carrying a really heavy burden, but it could be carrying a burden that's not your own. Or this can also talk about lightening a burden and letting yourself off the hook. Letting yourself off the hook. Six of Swords reversed. Six of Swords reversed. This is all about resisting change. It's a delay. It's an obstacle to overcome. And then we have the Eight of Wands reversed. Eight of Wands reverses is a delay in communication. Something you're expecting to come through is not coming through. We have this World reversed. This is something not being completed. I'm wondering if they're not going to be able to have his thing on the 19th. Now, I haven't looked at the news or any stories today, so I'm not, up on what's, currently going on as far as what's going to happen on the 19th. I don't know. So I'm talking about the January 19th, the day before the inauguration. Trump is planning his, whatever pre-inauguration inauguration. It's like everyone's going to be there for the inauguration. Why do you have to do another date before that? It's put such a strain on the resources of the Capitol Police and the Secret Service. It's like, anyway, so I am wondering though if there's going to be something that happens that puts a delay in it, because this is like news coming in, either news not coming in that you're wanting, or bad news coming in, a delay. And with this world, this is something that's not completed. This Hanged Man reversed. I'm wondering if I don't know, I just don't see it going through, or I don't see it being like well organized, well planned, being something where like it feels like very thrown together and like stuff isn't happening, stuff isn't coming together. I'm wondering if they have it, but Trump can't be present because of the security risks. But this is very interesting. I'm not seeing any chaos. I'm not seeing any fighting. I'm not seeing anything that's showing me that it's going to be like absolute bedlam. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing a lot of like issues with the event itself. It just seems like it's been incredibly thrown together, and like the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. And I think it's going to be such a mess. But with the world being reversed, I feel like it's not going to happen, or it's not going to happen the way that they want it to happen. There could be an event that happens before January 19th that prevents the inauguration from happening. So let's look at the 20th. Let's get some energy for the 20th, and then after I look at that energy, we're gonna look at we're gonna go back to the drones. We're gonna go back to Matt Livelsberger, the guy that I'm talking about, the guy that the Green Beret that caused the explosion in Vegas. We're gonna go back and talk about him, and we're gonna talk about these drones. And because I think we have something bigger coming that's scarier than Trump, if you can believe that. So I want to look at January 20th. January 20th. I want to get the energy for January 20th. January 20th. What do you want us to know, Spirit? January 20th. 10 of Cups reversed. Oh, 6. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to start here. I was going to pull all these cards, but we're just going to start here. 10 of Cups reversed. This is the breaking up of families. This is the general energy. This is not happy. This is family destructions, families coming apart. And what the obstacle is this 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is that MAGA card. It's the MAGA card we get all the time. It's that card of nostalgia, right? It's remembering the past very fondly, but like romanticizing the past. So making the past seem fonder than it actually was. So, excuse me guys, I'm still getting over this nasty cold. It's so gross. So January 20th, right out the gate, this energy of people being torn apart, families being no unity, the opposite of unity, okay? January 20th, opposite of unity. What's the challenge? The challenge is MAGA, okay? So now, what's gotten us into this? What's this past energy? Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles in the deck that I use a lot, the Pulp Tarot deck that I use a lot when I do political readings. And I always say this is my card for Trump. because it's the guy who like looks like he's, you know, he's wearing the little top hat, like he's supposed to be all rich and debonair, but he's like the Knight of Pentacles. He's not quite the King of Pentacles. Trump isn't the King of Pentacles. He's the, Elon is the King of Pentacles. Trump just gets the Knight of Pentacles. So this is Trump. This is what's causing the energy that we're going into on the 20th is Trump. Like this is him. This is what it's the energy he has brought. What are we going into? So the 20th is coming. What's it gonna push us into? It's gonna push us into the Six of Swords reversed. Okay, so if this was upright, Six of Swords upright is leaving troubled waters and going forward into peaceful times. When it's reversed like this, it's staying in these choppy waters. It's a stormy path. This is a delay. This is an obstacle. This is things coming up. This is resisting transition and resisting change. And this is the energy that we're going into. What does this mean? Okay, so this could look like a lot of different things. This could be some of the American people resisting what happens at the inauguration and the negative changes that are coming. That could definitely be part of it. This could also be talking about the Trump administration coming in and resisting what the American people want and doing what they want. This could be some last-ditch effort to try to resist what's happening with this administration. So this can look like a lot of different things, the Six of Swords reversed energy. But what it is, what we know for sure that it is it's a stormy path. It's something bumpy. We are in for Lily, stop. Lily, of course, you guys, I swear, these two were like laying down, being fine. And then as soon as I start reading, they want to start fighting. And then Lily, my Chihuahua, is the fun police. And so she just wants to bark at everybody and tell everybody to knock it off. So hopefully they'll straighten up. But this is the energy that we're heading into after this inauguration on the 20th. It's going to be really stormy. And I'm wondering if there's actually going to be bigger issues that we're going into. So again, we're going to talk about that after this. I want to look at that. I'm going to just look at the chat here really quick, and then we're going to keep going on this spread. Let's see here. Yeah, and one thing I want to say too. Oh, I'm so sorry, Julie, that my dogs make your dogs go crazy. I'm so sorry. I know that it is such a pain. And I always hate like when other people's dogs bark too, like on videos and stuff, because mine do the same thing. I totally get it. I am so sorry. I think they're laying down. One of it. Come here, Isis. Come here. We'll have Isis up here with me, and then maybe Sage will go lay down and we'll... No, you can't lick my face though. That's gross. Okay, so one thing I do want to say before we get back into the reading is, don't lick my face, girly pop. Okay. One thing I do want to say is that, remember guys, we control our own experiences, okay? So what our outside environment is it's a direct result of what we're feeling inside, okay? So that's why I always tell you guys, like, it's important to be educated and it's important to know what's going on. It's important to be prepared. It's important to be active, be educated, you know, stand up, do what's right, fight back, resist. But it's also really important to take care of your mental health as well. And so I always say, like, however, like if you consume like my content, right? And we're watching this and we're getting stressed out. When you're done watching this, go spend the same amount of time doing something that you really enjoy, something that brings you happiness and joy and lightness, because That is how we counter this energy. That is how we change our experience. So even though we're reading this stuff, like when I read this stuff, I'm reading it just like you guys. I see it and I see I'm seeing some scary stuff coming. With that being said, I know that I am okay because I know that I create the experience that I have. And I know that just because the rest of the world is experiencing a tough situation does not mean that I have to experience that tough situation, okay? And that's why I'm always telling you guys, it's so important that you continue to feed yourself and you know, even if it's like 49% of the time you're consuming stuff that stresses you out, you need that at least the 51% of the time, you know, to find that balance. And because we need to keep our vibration high, because we need to change this, because the world isn't going to change on its own, and the politicians aren't going to change it for us. So it's up to us, right? And so we can be part of the solution by, you know, we can be kind to our neighbors. We can be kind to, you know, other people. We can do something nice for someone. It doesn't have to be, you know, anything major, but we control our experience, okay? And so our experiences are going to be positive and fantastic and prosperous, and nothing that Trump does is going to affect us, okay? All right, so let's see. Now, okay, so we know that we're heading into the Six of Swords. So what is the goal of the 20th? What's the goal of this, of the inauguration? Oh, ho, ho, look at this. We got the Emperor. Dictator on day one. Absolutely. Yep. Trump is going to step. Oh, that's what he is, just ready. Oh, he's so ready to step in there and throw his weight around. He wants to show Xi and Putin that he's one of them. And so he's going to come in. Oh, he's going to come in hot. Then you guys, the Queen of Swords again. How many of you have been with me on my readings where we keep getting this Queen of Swords? She keeps popping up. Who is she? Is this going to be divine feminine energy? Is this going to be a woman that comes in? Queen of Swords, this is air energy. So air is Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But I'm wondering if this is going to be divine feminine. The other thing I'm wondering is if this is representative of a country that is going to take a stand for something positive. I'm also wondering if this is some people have predicted a female leader taking over or stepping up in the UK, and then also one stepping up in France. So there is some feminine energy that is coming in that is they're not expecting, and it's going to give these people a run for their money, whatever this Queen of Swords is. I think we all hope, you know, I think we all hope we know who the Queen of Swords is, but I'm telling you, this energy is coming in. It's coming in. Okay, so now we're going to look at the energy that's currently being put out. We have the Seven of Swords reversed. So Seven of Swords reversed is, it's like putting your intentions out there. It's like saying, yeah, I want to do terrible things and I don't really care. Yeah, I will use the military to invade Greenland or to take back Panama. Like, this is very much them just not caring, like just putting it out there in front of everybody. You know, just this is the terrible things we're going to do. Here you go. And people voted for this. Oh my gosh. It just like people voted against their best interests. Like, I just don't, I don't get it. Okay. So the next card we're going to look at, this is the current environment. So current environment, we have Page of Swords reversed. Okay. Page of Swords reversed is miscommunication. This is miscommunication. It's incomplete. It's things that are misheard. It's incomplete information. So right now within the Trump camp and within the people that are behind what's going on with this inauguration process, again, it's this confusion. It's just complete confusion in the Trump camp. Nobody knows what's going on. It's like there's the adults in the room that are trying to, you know, I don't know, get things on track. But then you've got all these knuckleheads running around, you know, posting stuff on social media or saying stuff. And it's like the adults in the room are trying to get them to settle, you know, like quit saying this stuff, or, you know, quit doing these things that you're doing. It's just, it's a mess. It's a mess. Like, do you see that picture? It's like pages flying everywhere. No one's on the same page. It's just it's an absolute catastrophe. That whole, hi. Well, aren't you just being sweet and majestic? Hi. Oh my gosh. Why are you so cute? I'm trying to do readings and you're just looking at me with that face. All right. So now, hopes and fears. What are the hopes and fears? 8 of Pentacles reversed. So they're wanting to see what they're doing pay off. They're wanting to get a return on their investment. But again, it's like they're working hard, but they're not getting anywhere. They're like trying to work on their craft, but they're just so discombobulated. It's not, they don't have the right people in the right places. They don't have skilled people. They're putting in people are you going? Bye. I love you. They don't have the right people with the right skills in any of these roles, and they're hoping that everything is going to work out, but I think it's going to be a repeat, but like a worse repeat from the first term. Okay, so final outcome, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, this is an offer coming in. This is an offer coming in. This is an emotional offer. I want to get another one. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. Knight of Cups and Page of Cups. I want one more clarifier. And 6 of Wands reverse, not having victory. Okay, so I feel like these are the people that they're trying to bring in. So the people that they're trying to bring in for this cabinet, they're these Pages of Cups, these Knights of Cups. They're young, they're immature, they're emotional. These are not people that are in any position to be the head of organizations. I'm referring to like Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., Linda McMahon, like those people that he's putting into those roles. Those are the people that I'm referring to. And they're not going to be victorious. They're not going to be successful. It's not going to be a successful administration at all. And I feel like it's going to start with the inauguration. Looking at this, I feel like the inauguration is going to be just as big of a mess. But I do see him, I mean, especially this emperor, I do see him being inaugurated. Okay, so now here's what I want to get into. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are so sweet about the hair color. I have 4 kiddos, and one of them has black hair, and then 2 of them have blonde hair, and one of them is a total redhead. And both of my sisters are redheads. And I just decided, you know what? It's time for a change. Plus the blonde, it was breaking off. Okay, so let's look at what's going on in the US. Okay, so here is, how do I even want to start this? Okay, so there is a podcaster named Shawn Ryan. If you, let me know if you know who I'm talking about. So Shawn Ryan is kind of more of like a bro podcaster. He's, former military, definitely right-leaning. He's like, kind of like a Joe Rogan-esque, kind of a guy, okay? Now, one thing that I have to say about Shawn Ryan is that I actually liked him I liked his podcasts. And I used to actually watch Joe Rogan too. I don't like Joe Rogan as a human, but I am one of those people where I will watch both sides because I want to know what everybody thinks. I want everyone's opinion. I want information from everyone. So then I can look at it and make my own decisions. And then also that way, if I get into a debate with someone who is, a follower of those people, I understand the talking points so I can debate it a little bit better. And that way too, if I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong. So Shawn Ryan is this podcaster guy, and the day after the explosion at the Trump hotel in Vegas, they did an emergency episode of the podcast, and he had a guest come on the show who had not been on the show before. And this guest is someone who has an Instagram. If anyone, I don't know, let me see here. If you guys want me to find the show, I think I can maybe find it and put the link in the comments, so that you guys can go check it out after the live. But, so this other guy that was a guest on the show, he is an Instagrammer, and he's a former Green Beret military guy and does a lot of content for former military people. So he received an email on December, I think it was the 28th or the 29th. And the email came from Matt Livelsberger, the man who caused the explosion. I don't even know what to call it. But anyway, okay. So he emailed this guy that has the Instagram account and said that he had some important information that he needed to get to him, and he needed to get it out. So he was trying to get it in contact with Fox News, Shawn Ryan, Pete Hegseth. He was trying to get in contact with any of these people who could help get his word out. And what he said, so he made some claims, and they were some really big claims. I'll tell you what the claims are in just a sec. So the other guy, I don't remember his name, but the other guy who has the Instagram account, he looked up this guy, and he could verify some of what the guy was saying, but could not verify the vast majority of what he was saying. So he reached out to the guy and was like, listen, I can't just go on my social media and say this stuff because I can't verify if it's true or not. And that was the end of the conversation. Well, then, and he kept saying I need to talk to someone by December 31st. I need to talk to someone by December 31st because I'm going to be gone January 1st. So then this happens, the explosion happens on January 1st, and the name comes out, and this guy realizes, oh my God, this is the guy that messaged me. So he goes back through his email and gets the messages and reaches out, and somehow knew someone who put him in contact with Shawn Ryan, that podcaster. So now they're on the show and they're telling the story of this guy and what he had to say. I'm gonna take a drink. Hold on just one sec. Okay. So the claims that Matt Livelsberger made were, there were two major claims he made. The first major claim that he made was that in 2019, the United States conducted a military exercise, whatever it's called, in Afghanistan that was meant to attack terrorists, but it targeted civilian locations. And the U.S. should have been brought up on war crime charges. And this is one of the things that the guy, the Instagram guy, this is one of the things that he was able to look up and verify. Okay, so, and then also on the podcast, they bring up the documents where this was discussed, news articles, things like that. So this is all, again, verifiable. Go do your own research, go look this stuff up yourself, but it's out there. I looked it up, it's there. So, so this did happen, and it was questioned whether it was, whether the U.S. should have done it or not. The U.S. shouldn't have done it. And it left a lot of guilt with this guy. Total side note, and this has nothing to do with anything other than I think it's important to note. This guy is a Trumper, okay? That's something important for people to know. He's a MAGA guy. So this attack that he's so upset about, this attack in Afghanistan, it happened on the Trump administration. It was during the Trump administration. And this got all these people, you know, Shawn Ryan, this guy, you know, they all these people just like, Trump is so great. And it's like, he was the commander in chief when that happened. Your biggest like issue, like you're going to go blow up something because of an issue that happened in 2019, but you're going to complain about Trump. Okay, sure, whatever. Anyway, so that's just my side note. So that was one of his big issues, and he wanted to call attention to it. His second grievance, okay, and I don't like how our media is terrible. I'm sure you guys already know that, but like CNN just garbage, but they posted something. I always like to just check out, you know, what everyone's, I go on Fox News, I go on all of it. But CNN was like, you know, he had grievances and a manifesto, but like they didn't get into what he was actually saying. And what he's actually saying is really freaking terrifying, because the second claim that he was making was that these drones that we're seeing in New Jersey and on the East Coast, his claim. So this is a man, this guy who did this. He's someone who has been a Green Beret for like 20 years. He's someone who's verified that he works in intelligence. He works with ammunitions. This is someone who works with this type of technology. So this is a reputable person who has the information that if someone were going to be concerned about what would be going on, it would be someone like this. So he has a major concern with what's going on with these drones. And his claim is that these drones are from China, and that they are this type of technology that he didn't use anti-gravity. He used this term that was like, I don't remember what it is. It's something gravity, but it's a term that's pretty much only really used in like science fiction, because it's not a technology that we are aware that we have, but it is technology that our government has. So according to this person, the only two countries that have this technology that can do this are the US and China. And his claim is that these drones that are coming over from China. There is a mothership on the East Coast where they're, you know, coming and going. And these drones have a oh my gosh, Nathan, yeah, I love Midas Touch Network. And another besides Midas Touch, Adam Mockler. He's like young. He's like 20 or 21. I don't even know if he's that old. He is so freaking smart though, and he's part of the Midas Touch Network, and he cites the sources. He's great, Adam Mockler. So what the technology of these drones, yes, like the balloons, yes, Denzel, just like the balloons, it's same thing. And the guy actually talked about the balloons, how it is very, very similar. So what these drones are capable of doing is they're capable of carrying of a payload that could create an EMP blast. So you know how we started off this whole conversation talking about like nuclear war and how nuclear war would be really scary? I honestly don't think we will probably ever go to a nuclear war. Never say never, right? But I honestly think like aliens would step in and save us from ourselves if it got to that. But what I can see happening and what these drones are capable of doing is they are capable of emitting what's called an electromagnetic pulse. This can be done a lot of different ways. One of the ways it can be done is by exploding it can be nuclear payload, but exploding it up. Hey, Lily, is exploding it up above the ground, like in space or fairly high. And what that does is it will create an electromagnetic pulse that won't create any damage. You know, it's not gonna be like a bomb that explodes everything. But what this EMP will do is it will knock out the grid. It will not. I know they are terrifying. Sage has a bark that is so loud and so scary. And he's just like a little fluff ball, you know? He's like he's under 20 pounds. He's probably like 20 pounds. But he barks like a terrifying dog. I hate it. When he barks it like shit, I don't like it. Like it's scary. But anyway, So yes, so it would knock out the electrical grid. Okay, so what does that mean? What happens if the electrical grid goes down? So it means we have no power. It also means that there would be a very good possibility that everything that we have that is electronic would be fried. So like cars, if there's an EMP blast that's strong enough, it would destroy everything that we have that's electronic. Nothing would ever work again. And it would take out the power. So this is one of the things I've been telling you guys a lot in my videos, to have supplies. Now, I don't think you guys need to go out and, this isn't about like trying to scare people, and this isn't about, like doomsday, and this isn't about going out and like prepping and digging a hole in your backyard and building a bunker. I'm not talking about that, but I do think it's really important that we are prepared, because I can guarantee you the people who are not prepared are all these MAGA people that think that Trump is going to save them. So we need to be smarter and know that I mean, we've seen FEMA, we've seen how people react to things. And if Trump is in charge and and our grid goes down, oh God, we're on our own, See, it's scary. Shh. Shh. Lily. Yeah, I don't like Sage's bark. It's really loud. Let me see if he'll be quiet. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold on one sec. Sagey. Lily. Okay. So that's the fear. So when okay, hold on. I don't want you guys to listen to that, so just give me one sec. Hey, Alexa, turn on living room. Oh, you, stop. Do you hear me? Come here. You be quiet. Come on. Okay, sorry about that, guys. That way you don't have to listen to them. They'll keep doing it. Okay, so if the grid goes down, one of the things that will probably more than likely, like most definitely go down, is the water supply. And that is why I'm always telling you guys, make sure you have water. Water is the most important thing. Go buy yourself like a couple of those $5, or not $5, but 5-gallon like water jugs, and just fill them up, stick them, somewhere. And that way, just in case you have it. And, hopefully there's not an EMP and I'm just being ridiculous and, we never need this. But that way, if, something else happens, like you're in a place where there's an earthquake or a fire, whatever, you have some emergency supplies. But, so that is what I'm concerned about. So I am very concerned. As you guys know, we've been doing a lot of readings, and I was having water come up a lot. When I was reading on the drones, and you guys can go back and look at some of my drone videos, but what I got was Iran really strongly, but a partnership. Well, that would be China. That makes sense. When I heard, China, I was like, oh, so I don't know if Iran and China are partnered or what's going on there. But I do think that there's going to be, something that happens. The other thing that's going on that's concerning is that there are a few nuclear weapons that are missing. There was a nuclear, so this is an interesting one, because they're saying that it was a nuclear, for like cancer treatment. It was like a medicine, like it was a radioactive medication that was missing on a container ship that came over in New Jersey, and that they were looking for it, and that it was just like for cancer treatment. Okay, you guys, I used to work at a cancer center. There is no, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert in everything in the world, but seriously, no, they're not gonna, no. Because that stuff, they mail it all the time. They mail that stuff. Like, that just didn't make sense to me. And what I heard someone mention was that some of the drones that are out there are our drones, and they are radiation detecting drones, and they are looking for a nuclear weapon. And supposedly it came into Jersey. So that's what they are. That's one of the nuclear issues. And then the other one that they mentioned on that Shawn Ryan podcast is that they called it a man pad, and I don't know what that is. You know what? Let me Google it really quick. What is a man pad weapon? It's a man-pad, a man-portable air defense system, a lightweight shoulder-fired missile system that is used to protect soldiers from low-flying aircraft. It says man-pads are designed to be compact, mobile, and easy to deploy, and can be used by a single person or a small team. And they typically consist of a missile packaged in a disposable tube, a launching mechanism, also known as a grip stock, and a single-use battery. So they're surface-to-air missiles that can be shot by an individual person. So what a rumor is in the little rumor mill is that that there have been a few of these that have been brought across the southern border into the United States, and that they also contain they may contain nuclear weapons. Robin, you said Iran may strike Israel tonight. Where did you where did you hear that? Fill us in. And Robin became a member. This is a good opportunity for me to remind you guys that I lost my train of thought. I have a membership. You can join my channel, and if you join the channel, I do lives that are exclusive for members only. So it's like these, but only members, so it's very exclusive. And then I also am going to, I release some videos to my besties early. They get exclusive access. I'm also going to start doing some member only videos where it's just only members. You have to be a member to access it. So bye. Is it Aki? I'm going to say that wrong. A-K-I, Aki. Tell me how to phonetically say that. Oh, Ukraine War Channel. Oh, Penny Rogers says, show me your nails. You guys, I had my nails done yesterday or the day before yesterday, and they were so cute. I had like little bows on them, and I had little, like all this nail art, and within like 12 hours, they started falling apart. And I just went in and was like, I flip cards on YouTube for a living. I can't have my nails looking terrible. So I just went in and just had them repolished. But, so, an interesting thing about Iran, you guys, is, so I've been waiting for Iran to retaliate. I don't know if you guys remember, but the last time Israel struck, Iran said that the response was going to be, that Iran's response to they said specifically to the United States and to Israel would be teeth breaking. Teeth breaking. That's terrifying, you know? And that's part of what has me wondering if perhaps Iran isn't working with China with these drone things, because, you know, an EMP blast, they don't need to, no one needs to drop any bombs on the US. All they need to do is just do like an EMP blast, take out our communications, and we'll destroy ourselves. I think it will be like Civil War. I think people will freak out, and I think I think all hell will break loose. And I don't know, it's just, okay. Sorry, guys. So it's really scary, you know, what's going to happen as far as, um, these, you know, what Iran's going to do, what are they going to do to Israel, and then what are they going to do here in the US? Hi, Susie Zuki. Yes, Zen Soul. So Iran does have a hit on the felons. So what I've been getting in my readings, is that I do think that they're going to take him out. I think that Iran is going to take out Trump, and I think that I don't see him lasting long at all. I think April, May at the most. I really do not see Trump being in office long. Now, I know a lot of people are like, they don't want JD Vance to be in office, and I don't want JD Vance to be in office either, but I think that JD Vance, I think JD Vance would be less likely to get us blown up than Trump. So in that regard, I guess he would be better, and I'd rather have JD Vance. I think if we had JD Vance, it would just be like having a regular, you know, Republican president. It wouldn't be great, but we'd survive it. So I wouldn't be completely bummed out if something happened to Trump. Fran, I agree that Bibi needs to be arrested. I think he will be. I think that Bibi is going to be arrested this year. I think that Putin is going to be assassinated, and I think it's going to be an inside job. I think that they are going to get Putin from the inside, and I don't think he's going to be up much longer. Russia is on the verge of financial collapse. So Russia, as long as we just keep the pressure on Russia, they're going to collapse. And it's really important too. I know a lot of people are against the war, and they, or against war, war in general, or they are against spending, so much money to Ukraine for these different wars. But the reason why it's so important for us to support Ukraine right now is because if we don't support Ukraine, then Russia is going to become emboldened to take more land. If China sees that we are not going to stop Russia, they will take Taiwan. Why is it bad if Russia takes Taiwan? Because in Taiwan, that is where all of the chips are made, all of the chips for our cell phones, like all of them. Now, Biden did do the CHIPS Act. He signed that into like legislation in there, but that takes time, right? They got to get the technology. They've got to build the warehouses. I mean, we're several years out from being able to make those chips. So we're very dependent on Taiwan. So that's why, plus Taiwan is a sovereign nation. You can't just take another country just because you want to. And so that's why it's so important for us to stand up for Ukraine right now, because if we don't, it just sets us up for just a domino effect of just really bad things to happen. So I am a Buddhist. I don't like war. I don't like violence. I don't think violence is ever the answer. But I do support Ukraine. I just did it. I do. Someone asked what kind of dogs they are. So I have 3 dogs. I have a little white Chihuahua who you rarely see because she's so itty bitty. And then I have 2 Xolo Eats Queensleys. And that's a long, complicated name. They go by Xolos for short. If you've seen the movie, oh God, what's the movie? Coco. With the little boy who has like the little dog with the tongue that hangs outside of his mouth, and that's a Xolo. So I have 2 of them, and they're from the same litter. So they're brother and sister, and Isis is my little female, and then Sage is my male, but he has a recessive gene, so he is coded. So he has like really long fluffy hair. So it's funny because the nickname for Xolos is a Mexican hairless. but he's super fluffy. So, and it's funny because when people see them together and I'm like, oh, they're brother and sister, people are like, what? I'm like, no, I swear they came from the same litter. It's funny though, because when they, like if they're sitting side by side and they hear a noise and they'll like tilt their head or they'll like move their body and they do it in unison and they do it the same way. So it's funny because when you look at them, they look so different, but when you see them side by side and you see them move, they're identical. It's so funny. Like if we shaved Sage, he'd be exactly like Isis, but okay. So back to, yeah, I'm afraid that China is going to take Taiwan. So my biggest fear is that when Trump goes into office, that's when China is going to make their move on Taiwan. And he'll let them. He'll let them. And that's just, it's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. I love Mary Trump so much. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you don't follow Mary Trump, go follow her. She is just, she's very like real and she's very direct and she doesn't sugarcoat anything. She's very smart and she just tells it like it is. I really like Mary Trump. Yeah, Alyssa, it is in the Bhagavad Gita. So I just downloaded on Audible. Ram Dass has his interpretation of the Bhagavad Gita. So if that you're interested in that, it's super good. I love Ram Dass, all of his stuff. Mary does expose him. And I love her. I don't know, have you guys seen it's called The Apprentice. It came out, it wasn't even going to be released here in the US, and then there was like a Kickstarter campaign and they got it released. It was a limited showing, but it was this independent film called The Apprentice, and it was all about when Trump first started out and like him meeting Cohen, Cohn. What was his first name? Roy Cohn, the lawyer who basically like made Trump kind of who he is. It is such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. And it shows a lot of like Ivana's life with him. I feel so bad for Ivana for what she went through. That woman. Okay, so what should we read on, you guys? I've been doing a lot of chatting and I have not been doing a lot of reading. So what should we read on? I saw a question in here earlier. Is Kay Mueller? Kay, are you still here? If you're still here, drop a comment, Kay, because I see your question in the chat. Let's see. Why does Putin want to meet with Trump ASAP? Oh, okay, perfect. Kay's here. All right, Kay, we're going to do a poll real quick for Kay, for her son. Get some energy for Kay. How old is he, Kay? He's 39. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so Kay, question for you. Do you have 3 daughters in addition to your son, or do you have, there's 3 women, there's 3 female, there's female energy in 3s. So it could be 3 sisters, it could be You, if you have 2 sisters, that would be 3. There's a 3 somewhere in there, Kay. It could be you if you have 2 daughters. But there's 3 females. There's 3. Where are the 3 women at? Hi, Roma. I'm pulling cards now. And so we can pull cards for a little bit and just see what we get. And then also I have, if you're interested in actually booking a full reading, I do readings on my website. So here's the deal. I'm never going to reach out to you guys or contact you personally. Okay. So just know that if anyone reaches out to you, it's not me. If you go to my website, which Nathan has dropped in the chat, it's www.bobbyreads.com. You can book a reading with me on that website, and it's all through the website. You pay through the website, you pick your time through the website, and then when you get your reading, we do it one of 2 ways. If you want a live reading where we chat, we do it on Zoom, and then you get a link, and we do it that way. Some people do not like that. They're not comfortable with that, and that's fine. If you're not comfortable with that, then you can book a recorded reading, and then you can you tell me what you want me to read on, and then I record it, and then I send it to you via email. Thank you, Nathan, so much. Nathan dropped the link in the chat. And Alyssa, so I do pick up on energies. I typically pick up on mostly on people who've passed. But I do get energy. Fran is so sweet. I did a reading here for Fran, and we were able to pick up on some great energy. So, okay, so Eric has a female dog and a sister, Jenny. Okay, so here's what's going on with Eric, okay? So there's a lot of female energy. And this Queen of Swords reverse energy, this can be like sharp tongue, critical words, okay? So I'm wondering if the girls, the women, the females around him are critical of him, and that's what's keeping him away. And I'm wondering if perhaps he has made some decisions that aren't necessarily the best decisions, and that's why the women have the sharp tongue, because the women, I'm really feeling, Kay, like, you know, there's these women in his life, and you want to help him because he has made some choices that they're not bad choices. They're just young man choices, you know. They're choices where he thrill-seeking impulse. There could be some fear that he's going to hurt himself, you know, like doing these things. So he likes to hide. He likes to run away. But we have this 8 of Cups energy. This is going in all different directions. It's looking for something that's emotionally fulfilling. He's looking for something, and he might be a little bit scattered. He might be kind of checking out different things and trying to see what he wants, where he wants to go. And the fear is that he's going to be judged. He's going to be judged for it. I'm feeling as if, I want to get another card here. I'm feeling as if, though, it's not so much UK. I feel like it's a combination of all of the women. He doesn't have a wife or a girlfriend. Yeah. So that's what it is. So let's take a look here and see. Oh, we have the Devil reverse. Okay. So this can sometimes be habits that aren't great. So he may have some habits that aren't necessarily great. Now, these don't have to be terrible habits. Like they can be, but I don't think that these are terrible. These are terrible habits. These are more like, let's say, like there's someone in the family who really likes to smoke pot a lot. And so they're smoking pot a lot and they don't want to be judged for it. It's like that kind of, or like a cigarette smoker or stuff like that. I don't see this as being like something crazy where, you know, there's like but I think that there's some things that he has going on that he's not very proud of, and he doesn't want to be judged for it, and he doesn't want to, I think, probably be accountable for it. So I think that that's a lot of what's going on here. We have the Seven of Pentacles reverse energy. So this is like, it's procrastinating. It's not doing the things that he needs to do. He's unfulfilled in his, probably in his life, or like his, not unfulfilled in his life. That sounds really terrible. Like he might have a job that's not fulfilling, or he may have like a social life that's not super fulfilling, or maybe he wants something that he doesn't have. So he's feeling really down on himself. So what I would really say looking at this is, so I'm going to tell you, I don't have a 39-year-old son, but I have a 27-year-old son, and he's a knucklehead. And he makes the stupidest choices with his life constantly. But one of the things that I found with him is that if I want him to be around me, I have to give him the space to make his mistakes, which is so terrible, right? Because as parents, we don't want our kids to make mistakes. We want to save them from that. Like that's why we're here. We're here to save them. But it doesn't work like that. So my suggestion would be to really just kind of like give him some space to make his mistakes and to make his errors. The more room you give him, the more you're going to find he's going to come around. And that's how you can instill those, you know, those good priorities and those things that you want him to, like, you know, what we want for our children, right? We want the best for them. We want them to have good lives. And so sometimes though, the words that we say aren't going to be effective. So it's more important to bring them into the fold and then just pray that that the love you give him and that everything that you've given him as a foundation is going to be enough. I heard, who was it? It may have been Bashar, but it may have been someone else. But it was a spiritual teacher, and they said something, and it was so profound. Because I worry about my son, you know, a lot, because he is same thing. You know, just you know, making stupid choices. So I really worry about, you know, what he's doing, especially with the world being so crazy right now. And what this teacher said was that my son, before he came to this earth, he made a soul contract. We all make soul contracts. We all choose to come here. We all choose to have this experience. You know, even though we get here and we're like, what am I doing? Why did I choose this? We choose this. We choose our lives. We choose our experiences. That, you know, right now, everything that's crazy that's going on in the world, you knew before you came here that all of this craziness was going to happen, and you knew that this was the time that you needed to be here on earth. So just know that when you get nervous or scared or things seem crazy, just know you knew what you were doing when you chose to put yourself here right now. We have to trust our higher selves. And what this teacher said was that I have to trust my son's higher self. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense. It's so hard to do. It's so hard to do. But it's just we have to trust that those people's, that they know what they're doing, and they're on a specific path for a specific reason. And we just have to kind of love them through it, even when we want to shake them. So my advice, Kay, would really be to just give him space to be himself and to make his mistakes and to learn his own lessons, and obviously establish boundaries, right? Because, you know, boundaries are so important, and we don't want to do anything that's not healthy for you or not healthy for him. But as long as everything is, you know, good, right? And everything is, he's not going to do anything that's going to hurt you or hurt himself. Give him the space to go through what he's going through, he will come back around. He will come back around. Because there's nothing in these cards that shows me that he has any hate he's carrying, or any anything that I'm not seeing anything that's like super broken or super damaged or scarred or trauma. I'm not seeing any of that. I'm really just seeing a guy who's just making stupid choices and doesn't want to get called on it. And that's why he's hiding. Yeah. And I don't think it's anything to do with you. I think he just wants to live his crazy little life and, you know, just learn the hard way. I just feel like that's his journey. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I know that probably isn't exactly what you want to hear, but I do think he will come back around. I think you just got to give him some space. I'm so sorry, Kay. I know. Man, nothing breaks your heart like your child. Nothing. Nothing breaks your heart like your child. Yeah. Hang in there, you know. It ebbs and it flows. But I would give him some space, and we are all going to send you such good energy, Kay. Just good energy. Did you guys see that there was an earthquake in Tibet last night or this morning? 7.1, I think. Did you guys see in my 2025 predictions, I said we are going to have an earthquake in Asia? And sure enough, West Coast, you guys, West Coast is going to get a beating this year. Oh, thank you guys for sending Kay good vibes. I have the best chat on YouTube. I love that. Kay, I hope you can feel all the good energy. That's 97 killed in Tibet. That is so sad. Let's take a look at, let's see, what do you guys want to look at? What do you guys want to look at? Oh, yeah, there's a fire. So they're having all these winds, and the fire broke out, or there's like a fire broke out in the Pacific Palisades. I had a fire in my yard, you guys. I had a fire in my yard today. Thank God my son was paying attention. I live in southern Arizona. I live right where Arizona meets California and it meets Mexico, like right there on the border. And it was really, really breezy. And I don't know if it was like an ember or something like blew into our yard, but a little patch of our grass caught on fire. And we don't have a lot of grass. I mean, we live in the desert. It's mostly dirt, but we had like a little tiny patch of grass, but it was all like super dry. And it was up against our patio, and our patio is cement. So thankfully, it like hit that and it stopped. But my 20-year-old, he smelled something, and I saw him outside. I'm like, what are you doing? And he said, he's like, there's smoke out here. So we had to go out and turn the hose on, and it was scary. It was so scary. But we got it all put out. Yeah, let's look at why Don Jr. went to Greenland. I was wondering the same thing, Fran. Why is Don Jr. in Greenland? Oh, yeah, Susie. Basil and lavender. Lavender is amazing. Lavender is amazing. Oh, and the fog. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to look at, that's Susie. I was actually wondering if he was there for that. Good old Don Jr. Okay, let's take a look at Don Jr. in Greenland. The Empress. Linda. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the new girl he's seeing. I wonder if there is a connection, if she has connected him with someone. Who's that girl he's seeing? Is like some socialite down in Florida. There's female energy. There's female energy that the reason he's there. 10 of Wands, carrying a heavy burden. He's trying to do something there. It's taking on a heavy burden. King of Cups. I feel like this has something to do with the girl that he's seeing. I don't know if she's put him in contact with people, like some kind of a business deal. But whatever it is, it's like too much for him. He's not equipped to handle it. He doesn't have the skills that it takes to be successful in business. He really struggles, you know, and it's because I think he hasn't really had to work super hard. So when he does have to do something, it's a lot for him. So I think she put him in contact with somebody, did some kind of a deal, something. If it's not her, then it's another female, maybe Kimberly Guilfoyle, but I don't think, I feel like it's this new girl. I feel like she's put him in contact with someone, and I'm wondering if it goes through her father. Do we know who her dad is? I want to Google her dad really quick. Don Jr.'s girlfriend's dad. Is that something I can Google? Don Jr. girlfriend dad. Let's do, her name's Bettina Anderson. Bettina Anderson parents. Okay, let's see here. She is, we're going to look at Business Insider, okay? So she comes from a prominent Palm Beach family. Banking family. Yep. Banking family. She's there. It's something to do with her. She's connected him. Her father, Harry Loy Anderson, became the youngest bank president in the U.S. in 1970 when he took over Worth Avenue National Bank at 26 years old. He was also a philanthropist who supported numerous charitable causes. He died of Alzheimer's in 2013. So there's someone in her family. Her mother is still alive. Inger Anderson. She's a philanthropist and business owner who operates Palm Beach Groves, an orange orchard and souvenir shop. Yeah, so I definitely think it's something to do with that. That's why he's there. There's some kind of a connection there. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, he is scoping it out so we can attack. Oh, Robin, thank you. Can you guys believe I'm a nana? I'm a grandma. I am a lot older than I look. Ooh, yeah. Did I skip a question? I feel like I skipped a question. We were going to look at why he was in Greenland, and then we were going to look at something else. But I also want to ask about, is Trump going to rule from Florida? Because I feel like he is. What was the other question? How did I forget already? We were looking at why he was in Greenland. Was there another one I've skipped, you guys? If there is, Oh, Alyssa, I just saw your message about your mom. Give me a sec. Okay. Give me just a sec, you guys. I'm gonna see if I can pick something up for Alyssa. Give me just a minute here. Give me just a sec, guys. Okay, Alyssa, let's see. Let's see what I got here. Okay, so the first thing I got is April. April could be a name. April could also be a birthday month, or it could be like an anniversary month. It could be when she passed. I have April. I have K, the letter K. I don't know if her name starts with a K. Letter K. I'm also getting I'm getting a couple other things. So specifically tulips, flowers and roses came through, but tulips. I kept getting like tulip. And then something with like a ducky. I don't know if it's I'm feeling like the duck is one of two things. I'm feeling like it's either a reference to like a place where you would go together, like a pond where there were ducks, or it's a reference to, maybe it's a reference to both, but there's also like a duck, I don't know if there's like a significant toy or a significant like stuffed animal or rubber duck. There's something with ducks. I've got ducks are coming through really, really strong, like some kind of a duck. Oh, Lissa. Okay. So yeah, so here's what I have, okay? So I have April, I would say she's definitely acknowledging your birthday. They'll come through and they will acknowledge the most interesting things when they come through. There's something to do with a duck. If there's people that you feel comfortable talking to, Alyssa, that have stories about your mom, I would ask about the ducks. Ducks, something about it's. I think if you ask, somebody's going to tell you something where it's gonna connect for you. There's some kind of a story in there. There's something to do with flowers and with tulips. I don't know if tulips were her favorite flower or if she loved tulips, if there were tulips. Something with tulips. And then the last thing that I got is a dog reference, which is so funny. I get dog references often with people. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because like I'm a dog person, but I have gotten for Fran, I got a dog reference. And then I did another reading where I went to someone's house and I kept getting dog. And I remember thinking in my head, I'm not going to tell these people dog because that's so silly. Like anyone has a dog. Like that's just anyone. That's like such a generic reference. And then I got German Shepherd. So finally I turned to the woman I was reading for, and it was her husband that had passed. And I said, I keep getting dogs, like something about a dog. And she's like, yes, my husband had these two dogs. They were like his children. He loved them. They're buried right out there. And then I asked her, are they German Shepherds? And the poor woman's eyes were huge. And it was like, yeah. So I don't know why, but there's something to do with a Shih Tzu. Something to do with a Shih Tzu. So I would ask, Alyssa, I would ask about that. Yeah, it could be something with Easter, because like ducks and flowers, tulips. Tulips are spring. We have April. I wonder when she passed. Yeah. I hope some of that helps. Let me know, Alyssa, if you find anything out. I would absolutely love to get follow up on this, to see if there's something there that helps. Hopefully there's something there that will trigger someone to tell you a story about your mom that will be a really good story that you'll be able to carry with you. I really hope that that's what these do. They trigger someone to tell you a story about your mom. So remember, there's a Shih Tzu dog, tulips, ducky. The letter K, that's kind of that's kind of a tough one, because a lot of K could be a lot of things, but yeah, I would check that out. Okay. Lisa. Let's look at your nephew, Lisa. What's old? I am 46. That's not old. I shouldn't say I'm old. I'm not. 46 is not old, but most people are surprised when they find out that I'm 46. Oh, Lissa, see, isn't that funny that I told that story? Isn't that weird? So those are the types of, so Alyssa said that she has a stuffed animal that her, stuffed German Shepherd that her mother gave her, that now her youngest daughters have. And I have goosebumps. It is so weird, because stories like that will come out, and it has like these weird little synchronicities, and it's the universe saying, look for the synchronicities. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Rosemary, thank you. You guys should see my mom and dad. They look so young too. I have an aunt, my mom's oldest sister, she's got to be, I'm 46, so she's got to be 78. That woman does not look a day over 50. She looks amazing. Oh, thanks, Linda. I know. When my son and I, so my 27-year-old, we used to live together. He lived here. I had all my kids and my grandkids. It was amazing. I loved it. I know it sounds crazy, but I love having all my kids at home and my grandkids. And the house is big enough, so they all fit. So we used to go to Walmart, and I would say something, or my son would turn and call me mom, and people would like stop us and say, "That's your mom? I thought that was your girlfriend." And Kyron is my son's name. He'd be like, "Oh, gross," and I'd be like, "Thank you." He hated it. He hates it. He hates it so much. All right. I want to see what is going on for Lisa Ellison. Lisa Ellison and your nephew. So this is going to be it's going to be a tough road for your nephew, Lisa. It's going to be a tough road. So there could be a, financial impact on the family for sure. This is needing care. This is needing to be cared for. Four of Pentacles is holding on. It is holding on. It's clinging. It's hanging on. Hierophant reverse. This is unorthodox. This is doing things that are a little bit different, doing things that are a little different from tradition. If there is any kind of alternative medicine, studies, anything that they can do. I just saw a Yuma message and then I saw that it was retracted and put back. If someone said Yuma, I live in Yuma. So if somebody else lives in Yuma, we might be neighbors. If you ever see me at the grocery store, you should come say hi. But I can guarantee you I'm going to look up mess. I would strongly encourage your family to look into alternative medicine. Yeah, I am in Yuma. Your mom's in the foothills. I live in Las Casitas, which is like right by the Walmart on Avenue B, like in Yuma, in the actual like little city there. City, it's not much of a city. I like the foothills. The foothills are really nice. My best friend lives in Somerton. No, not Somerton. What's it called? Oh my God, Welton. Welton's really nice too. Welton's really nice. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in Yuma though. I want to move to northern Arizona. So I've been saving all of my pennies. So all of my YouTube money is going into my little, savings stash so that I can. They have entered him into clinical trials, Lisa. Yes. Okay. Yes. Then they need to continue to do the clinical trials. And he needs to continue to hold on. Continue to hold on. I am not seeing anything that's showing me an outcome, which is good because it's not showing me a negative outcome. It's showing me that the energy right now, it's probably still in flux. It's probably still trying to determine. So clinical trials like crazy, and then they need as much positive in their life as they can. Get that kid laughing. Get him laughing. Whatever you can do, if it's funny movies, if it's whatever makes him laugh, that needs to be coupled with it. It's that laughter. There is a weird combination, that study between feeling joy and laughter. There are so many people who have had terminal types of cancers who have gone into remission using alternative medicine, focusing on those emotions. Now, there is always a place for medicine, so I am not saying to not use medicine, because definitely use every tool that is available. But anything that you can do that can bring joy, laughter, whatever, even if it's something stupid, or like find out if it's like watching shows, like even if it's dumb shows, even if it's inappropriate shows, whatever, if it's like, South Park or whatever, like DVDs of that, watching comedy specials, going places, just funny. British comedy, Michael Mickelson. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Lisa. I will send so much just good healing energy that way of your nephew, and just lots of light, lots of good, good energy. But he's hanging on. Let's see. What other questions? Susie, that's a terrible nightmare to have. You haven't been sober since you came down the escalator. I shouldn't laugh, but that's awesome. Yeah. Let's take a look at Trump. Let's look at, I know we keep looking at his energy, but I want to look at Trump. Let's look at his energy from the inauguration to let's say May, because I don't think he's gonna, I think May is his worst case scenario of his exit point. So let's just see what we can get. Let's see what we can get here. Thank you, everybody, for sending Lisa and Alyssa both good energy. All right, Trump. What do you have for us? Partnerships. So he's in partnerships. The fog. The fog. We'll come back to Trump. The fog. He did look like crap today, Fran. He did not look good. So I have not had a chance. I've been working all day. I'm getting into my busy season, you guys. So if we don't see a lot of, if you don't see a lot of videos from me, that's what's going on. But I'm going to try to pop on and do more lives. I'm getting into my busy season. So I have not had a chance yet to look at the news or to watch his full press conference. But I heard that at one point he got really like, he wasn't making a lot of sense. And he looked terrible. What's going on with the fog? What's going on with the fog? So, interesting thing about the fog is, as we've talked about, I live in Yuma, Arizona. Yuma's claim to fame is that it's the sunniest place on earth. What that means, what that really translates to is we have the most days of full sun. So we have very little cloud cover ever. We always have like clear skies. You can go outside and look up at night and see all the stars because it's clear skies all the time. It's very rare out here in the desert that we get clouds or rain. We have fog right now. We have fog right now. He does look like someone you put in a nursing home. You put a hat on him. So we have fog here. I was out just before I started this looking at the moon, and I was looking up and I was like, man, we've got some fog. So what is going on with this fog? Queen of Wands, the Star reversed, the Six of Swords reversed. Star reversed. This is a wish not coming true. Queen of Wands. This is staying in troubled waters, not moving forward. We've had the Six of Swords quite a bit tonight. It's a delay. It's an obstacle. This can be maladies. This can be sickness. The Star reverse can be sickness. Stagnant air bringing sickness. Stagnant air bringing sickness. Queen of Wands. This is about being able to not interpret. It's being able to like intuitively sense other people's needs, other people's fears. He's in here on my bed. I'm on live. You want to take the doggy? Yes. Okay. That's Lily. That's Lily, the little white dog. So with this fog, I want to look at some other cards, you guys. Let's see here. We're going to look at these cards and see what else we can get here. Maladies. The star reversed is maladies. Maladies is sickness. Norovirus is going like crazy right now. You guys are so funny. Rita, I see your question. So it's interesting. Yeah, Nathan, it is. So you guys know that I'm battling something. And as soon as I got sick, I immediately started taking zinc. And that knocks out my colds like immediately. And I take zinc like crazy. You guys have heard me coughing. I'm still fighting this thing. And it's like, it's in my lungs. It burns. It's terrible. I'm afraid it's going to turn into bronchitis. And I rarely get sick, you guys. I don't get sick very often. And this one hasn't been good. My voice is still affected by it. I'm still really tired. And a lot of people are getting sick. We also have the norovirus going around like crazy. And then the stuff with the bird flu. There's stuff going on, and I feel like it's manipulation. I was never a chemtrail person. I was never someone who, you know, I would hear that and be like, oh, they're contrails, whatever. You guys, there's something going on. I think I'm going to do a deep dive. Oh, thank you, Linda. I did not know that about the zinc. I do the Zicam little dissolvey ones, and they say like to do it every 2 to 3 hours, but not to take more than 7 in a day. But I don't know what the dosage is, so I will look into that though, because I don't want to lose my sense of taste. Okay, so I want to look at this fog. Oh, do you guys see that? I wish I had my camera. I wish I had my other camera so that you guys could have seen that flip out of the deck. Weather manipulation. Yes, it is 100% weather manipulation. It is things that are being put in the air. It's being put in the air to keep us sick. I do think that there's some things that are going down. I think that we're going to have, I think that we're going to see the financial sector go down. And I think the reason we're going to find it go down, Fran, zinc made your COVID worse. My cousin is a nurse and he swears by zinc when people have COVID. That is crazy that it made yours worse. Loyal. Loyal. What's loyal? Loyal. White collar crime. There are people that know what's going on with this fog, with people being sick, with the bird flu. I feel that the bird flu is connected to it. I feel like this norovirus is connected to it. No, Lily. There is, then there's the maladies card. The air staying stagnant. I feel like there's going to be something that happens too. They want to keep people locked down. I think we're going to see another lockdown situation similar to what we had in COVID. I think that people are going to be, I don't know if you guys can see that. I think we're going to start to see more people passing away from this. Something interesting that we're seeing is an uptick in people taking their life. Oh, there's my little Isis. And I've talked quite a bit about how we're in this process of switching from the 3D to the 5D. And that's a whole complex topic that we won't get into tonight. But what that means is that essentially we're seeing people kind of like split timelines. So people that are remaining in that 3D consciousness, we're going to see them. Those are the people that I think are going to have the really hard time with like being sick, being having the financial stuff impact them, having like all of these things that we have coming. Those are the people that are going to have like, I think the worst of it. It's going to affect them the worst. Then the people that are waking up, the people that are raising their vibration, the people that are you know, I don't know what the word is, that are expanding their consciousness, their experience is going to be much different. And I do not think that they're going to suffer as much. But what we're starting to see now in this split between this 3D and the 5D is we're going to see a lot of people passing away, people that we don't expect. I think that 2025 is going to be a year of a lot of people passing away. I think we're going to see King Charles pass away. I think we're going to see, there's an influencer, her name's Lil Tay. I think she's going to pass away. I think Madonna's going to pass away. I think we're going to see, who was the other one that I got? Oh, I got Robert De Niro, and I don't want him to pass away because I love him, but I got Robert De Niro passing away. And we may even see Bruce Willis pass away, but we're going to start to see more people pass away. And then the other thing that we're going to see an increase of is people taking their own lives, people opting out. Oh, there's my fluffy Sholo. So when I was talking about my coated one, that's the other one. Sage, come here. This is Sage. He's a pretty good boy. He's a big boy. He is aggressive with his love. You are aggressive with your love. But it's so funny because this dog is literally like, came from the same litter as my little hairless female. Is your sister over there? Is that your sissy over there? You want to go lay down? He's like, no, I want to stay in your lap, please. He is my cuddle bug. He just wants to be with me all the time. He looks like such a little schnauzer. Don't you look like a schnauzer? No one will believe you're a hairless dog. No one will believe you're a hairless dog. So I do think that we are going to see an increase of people exiting, and it has to do with the energy. We're going through a very, very interesting time. I do think that we are in a time right now that has been prophesized in a lot of different religious texts, but I do think that we are, yay, Shannon's a member, woohoo! I don't think we're going to, I don't think the end times is going to look like how a lot of us think it's going to look in. I think a lot of us are afraid that like it's going to be this rapture, you know, and then some people are going to disappear and then other people are going to be left on earth, and it's going to be, you know, Armageddon and chaos and all of that, and then, you know, 7 years of that if you go by the Bible. I don't think that, my opinion with, you know, just the research I've done and the studying I've done, I don't think that's going to be what it's going to look like. What I think is I think that the rapture and I think it's the split from the 3D to the 5D. And I think that we're not actually going to like disappear from one another, but I think we're going to find that people start to be not in our life as much. We're going to start to see separation. So people that are low, if you're a high vibration person, you're going to see people that are low vibration in your life. They're going to start to fall away. You're not going to see them as much. I think that's how that split is going to happen. And then we're going to see, you know, the people that are going to suffer, those people that are those lower vibration people, and the people that are going to do okay, and that aren't going to go through, you know, as difficult of times are going to be those people that are elevating. So that's what I really feel like we're going into. We're going into this energy. But I think that with going into this energy, a lot of people are going to opt out. And you know, it's so sad when people, you know, anytime someone takes their own life. We're seeing it so much in the news now. There was that one gentleman, Jeff Bana, who just passed away. He was the actress Aubrey Plaza's husband. But we're seeing it like all over the place. We're seeing like accidents happen and weird things happen and people taking their lives. And it's so sad, but the energy is it's so nuts right now. And so it's so important to take care of yourselves and your mental health, and to, you know, like I always say, when you are, you know, you spend time watching this kind of stuff, you've got to turn around and spend just as much time, if not more time, on things that raise your vibration, because because you don't want to be stuck in this stuff, right? Just because other people are going through this does not mean that you have to go through this and experience it. You don't. Which is a kind of a crazy concept to think about, but I feel like I've rambled on for a very, very long time, you guys. I think it's probably time for me to wrap it up and spend some time with my little children. I think Lola is needing some attention since you guys got to see her like run on in. And yeah, so I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I love these lives where we get to sit and chat. If anyone is wanting a if anyone is wanting a reading from me, if you'd like a personal reading, I do that. There's never any pressure. I never want anyone to feel like they have to come to me for readings, but I know some people are interested. So if you are interested, Nathan has dropped the link in the chat. It's in there. Let me see if I can pin it really quick. It's www.bobbyreads.com. And my website is the only place where I do bookings. So if anyone ever reaches out to you or messages you and says it's me, it's not. Everything through my website is completely secured. I do live readings online, and then I also do recorded readings. So if you would prefer to have a reading that's private, or where some people are shy and they don't want to have like a person-to-person reading, and that's okay. I can do a recorded or I can do in person, whatever you prefer. So you can check that out there. Also, if you guys are ever curious to know what cards I'm using, all of my cards are linked on my website as well. If it's a deck that you can get on Amazon, I have the Amazon link. And if it's a deck that comes from like a creator, I have it to their website. I use Amazon just because it's super easy. I know some people don't like Amazon, and I understand that. So if you don't want to buy your cards from Amazon, that's totally fine. You can just go to the website, see what it is, and then the deck that you're interested in, and then just go buy it wherever you like to buy it. Also, if you guys are ever curious to know good books to read or anything like that, I also list a ton of books on my website, great books, a ton of books on history. I have a second YouTube channel that's called just Bobby Reads. I have not uploaded on there forever, but if you guys are interested in history and you want to learn more interesting stuff about history, check out that channel. It has weird history that you never knew you needed to know, and then it also has weird places you never knew you needed to go. So I took a family trip to like Roswell, New Mexico, did all the alien stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, it's on my other channel, bobbyreads.com or Bobby Reads. And I want to thank all of you guys so much. Thank you everyone who became a member, and thank you everyone who chatted and hung out with us. I appreciate you guys so much. I don't think you know how much I appreciate you. I could not do this without you guys, and so I just want you to know that I am so grateful for each and every one of you. A huge thank you to Nathan, my amazing moderator who takes care of me in the chat. So huge thank you to Nathan. Thank you guys so much. Have a great week. Hopefully I'll get some videos out for you guys this week so you guys can have some new content. And I think that's it. So let's see if I can figure out how to sign out here. Again, I just want to thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys more than you can ever know. And I will see you guys in my next one.